In Libya Thursday, FBI agents and other investigators visited what's left of the American consulate in Benghazi. Their first visit came 3 weeks after the attack that killed Ambassador Chris Stevens and 3 other Americans. Officials tell CBS News there were repeated requests for additional security before the attack. Senior correspondent John Miller, former FBI deputy director, joins us now. John, good morning.
Good morning, Charlie.
So what are we finding out about that security, and are we getting the answers that we need?
Well, we're going to be learning more, but what we're learning now is that there were a drumbeat of incidents, about 13 security threats, either directly to the embassy, to the consulate, a handful of those, but then incidents in the surrounding area against the British, the Red Cross, and so on, and that this was building up.
Why did Ambassador Stevens go to Benghazi, and did they appreciate the danger, and did they, in fact, have enough security for him?
Okay, this is the fascinating question, because this is where our story forks off in 2 directions. I've been at embassies all over the world, and I've seen how security works, and when it comes to the ambassador, whether he's going to make a trip, make that call, in the embassy, the ambassador is king. I mean, that's going to be his call whether to go. But the things that go along with that, which is the security of the facility he's going to, the security provided to him on the road, a lot of those decisions aren't made there. They're made in Washington. And as we get closer to next Wednesday's congressional oversight hearing, we're going to start learning some incredible things. I've been talking to Cheryl Atkinson. They're working on 2 witnesses. One is the regional security officer from Benghazi, Eric Nordstrom, who's we understand prepared to testify about these rising security threats, and that he'd asked for more security in cables and memos from Washington. And the other witness they want to get is Charlene Lamb, who is the diplomatic security service at the State Department person who approves or denies those requests. And I think we're going to see a lot of news coming out of that.
I think you're right, John, that we are going to see some news coming out of that. And what about the investigation in terms of who is behind these attacks? What have we learned?
I think, the FBI reached that site yesterday. They were able to collect some evidence, document the crime scene, but it is still centering in on Ansar al-Sharia, which is a group in Libya that reads from the al-Qaeda narrative, Norah, and some other groups around that. The question is, once they figure out the whodunit part, which they're pretty close to, what do they do about that? There isn't a criminal justice system in Libya that can really handle an arrest and trial, and bringing them to the United States is fraught with its own issues. So they're in the decision-making process about, once we nail this down, what do we do with them? Why
did they have a different story in the beginning that they have now about whether this was pre-planned?
That is the subject of much debate and consternation. I would actually put less focus on that, because I have been on the other end of the information flow in crisis, where you're getting the reports back from the field. And Charlie, the first reports are never right. The first day, the second, third, it takes time to get into focus. And we were getting the same reports from our journalist colleagues on the ground to a great degree. So I think the real crux of this is going to be, what was the deteriorating security situation? How much did Washington know, and what did they deliver in terms of protection? It sounds more like they were taking it away than providing extra.
Thanks.